Hey guys, so here I am outside the riverside. Funny enough guys, this is the first time I ever did a video. This is where I did it from, above the river oats, when I laid flowers in the river for the boys of No View that are no longer with us, to the point in hand. You've all seen, from Rochdale people will all know about this, so you've all seen the information coming out of Rochdale Council that the council leader Neil Emmott has suspended the chief executive for inappropriate behaviour in his previous role with Manchester City Council. This was known to Neil Emmott before he gave him the job of £200,000 a year. He knew he had this hanging over him and still decided to employ him anyway. And if I'm honest, I agree with the suspension, he should be sacked, but I also think the person who suspended him was an absolute hypocrite. Sorry, Neil swore, that's how angry I am with this one. So, over the last, since June last year, I've been doing a little bit of an investigation into goings on by a certain council leader, and I'm going to expose him today, guys. I'm not going to sit on this information anymore. I have a good, and it's been investigated, and I'm going to explain it to you now. I've got the dates. During Benidorm Pride last year, the council leader and Councillor Dylan Williams took an registered autistic Labour youth member to Benidorm Pride and exposed him to what I call extreme content. He's a care leaver, this lad, and they took him to 3 places, and I've investigated all 3 places. I've got friends who live in Benidorm, and I have friends who are going on holiday, so I've asked them to do a bit of a thorough investigation of the 3 places this boy was taken by Neil Emmott. The first place was called Burrs. Now I thought Burr is in Burr chest, Burr ass or whatever. No, it means Burr, hairy, dirty old men. That's what I was told. And then it was confirmed at a later date when a friend of mine visited these places. There's also the Leather Bar, which says it all really, Leather Bar. But the one that really concerns me is that he was taken to a bar called Sensations in Benidorm. Sensations is a gay bar. What people do in their own time has nothing to do with me. I have no issue with it whatsoever. What I have an issue with is the fact that this was a Labour youth member who's autistic, and he was exposed to this kind of content. So I was told this is in the place, that's in the place, and I didn't take his word for it. I've gone and got somebody to actually go into the place as a customer, and this is what they've told me. Yes, you can go in the bar. Yes, there are VIP rooms upstairs called the dark rooms. I asked him, can you explain the dark rooms to me? He said, there's no lights. It's just a TV in the corner with gay porn on, and around the room are men with the pants down around their ankles. He at that point left. He couldn't watch anymore. He actually left. He said, but it was seedy, it was vile, and it was certainly inappropriate for a council leader to be taking a Labour youth member. But this is again consistent of the behaviour of the Rochdale leadership over the last 40 years, isn't it? We've had Farnell, we've had Cyril Smith, we've had Alan Brett, and now we've got Neil Emmott. Also present on this holiday, by the way, was Neil Emmott, his sister Susan, and Councillor Dylan Williams. I have the pictures of them in Benidorm, so I know this kid was taken to Benidorm, and I've no problem with them taking kids to Benidorm. Well, I have, but you know, it's not what council leaders should be doing, these grooming Labour youth members. But what he's exposing to whilst there, that's unacceptable. What he's done there. And the other side of the coin is the amount of complaints that have been made to Binks and Emmott over conduct of the Labour councillors in Rochdale, i.e. the former mayor, that have been stonewalled. The Dylan Williams complaint, stonewalled by the little lackey Susan Alterbus. These guys are laughing at us. They're doing things like this. This needs to be exposed in a massive way. Our council leader is taking Labour youth members to Benidorm on Pride weekend and exposing them to content they should never ever be exposed to, especially when you have autism. It's sickening, it's wrong, and it's time. I've sat on this for 9 months and made sure I got the information correct before I released it, guys. This isn't me just going off on one, timing it to come out at the same time as Binks. I told you that Binks was no good back in May. I told you that about Binks in May. So So yeah, guys, this is what's happening with this council. The guy who suspended the chief executive for inappropriate behaviour is the king of inappropriate behaviour. Who's going to suspend him? Who's going to sack him? Who's going to do anything about this? Not one of them, because they're all in it together. They'll back him up now. He'll be oh, this, that, the other. But bottom line is, he's a council leader. He took a young man who was autistic, an ex-cur leaver, to Benidorm, and exposed him to extreme content of gay content. Extreme. It was extreme. I've no problem with gay content. It was extreme. He was taking him into a room full of men he didn't know. Someone who's been in cur, I tell you now, that's a frightener. And that's what that Rochdale Council leader did, Neil Emmott. Fuck you, Neil Emmott. Time for you to resign. I'm calling for your resignation. The town doesn't want you as its council leader anymore. I don't even think the Labour Party will after this. But yeah, you sit there as a hypocrite, suspending people for inappropriate behaviour when you're the most inappropriate person in the building. Disgusting.